Right, before we go into the vocals, I love that kind of acoustic feel, acoustic guitar. I love the setting as well. I feel like because, I don't know if you've seen any of my covers that I've posted, but we recently did one in a barn setting, so that's what this instantly reminded me of, so I kind of like that. If you haven't checked out Say a Little Prayer, go and check it out. Myself and Ian, very similar kind of vibes to this, like acoustic guitar vocals, so go and check it out if you like it.
25 years in life is still trying to get out that red big hill of hope or a destination.
Woo! Okay, whoa. Instantly, I don't know what kind of vocals we're like in for when I first, especially when it's someone I don't know. But wow, we have such a bright, lifted sound, like a tenor, right? Really lovely, and just there's like an innocence to his voice. It's really beautiful. And I love that it was like a dark destination. Like we opened up on this R vowel, quite dark, let that vibrato spring free. But everything was quite like, it's almost, I don't want to say yet that the larynx wants to be lifted too, but that is also a brightening tool. But let's just continue and see where his voice lies and the rest of the song to see if this is a choice or if that's just where his voice lies. But yeah, really, really lovely.
25 years in life is still trying to get out that red big hill of hope or a destination. I realized quickly when I knew I should that the world was made up of this brotherhood of men, for whatever that means.
Nice. So yeah, we're kind of getting the same sort of patterns through the phrases, which is very like spoken like, then at the end, including this vibrato. Halfway through there, we had a little bit of distortion, like just a sneaky little grit in there, just to kind of throw in that flavour, which is lovely. So we're already kind of getting a little bit of that, but it's very spoken like at the moment. And like range-wise, da-da-da. Yeah, so at the top part of his chest voice, he's maintaining his thick fold connection. Really, really lovely. Kind of.
So I cry sometimes. Just get it all out, what's in my head, and I'm feeling a little peculiar. Woo! And so I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream from top of my lungs, what's going on? And I say,
So I absolutely knew that song. I just didn't know the title. Such a classic, and he nailed that song so much. I had goosebumps throughout most of the song because it was so satisfying to listen to the song with his voice, with his edge. I love it.
So I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream from top of my lungs, what's going on? And I say, I said, hey, what's going on? And I say, I said, hey, what's going on?
Okay. I really like his voice. It is so smooth. That's the first thing that's striking me, is that yeah, it's so smooth. It's still got a nice like youthful quality to it, but let me go back. We're gonna break it down. Also love that he's doing this while sitting. When singers do that, I'm like, talk about great control and great like breath support, like not needing your entire body. Yeah. Okay, here we go.
25 years in life is still trying.
Like, how gorgeous. Just from like the first note, it's stunning. Obviously later on we get to hear his mix, and knowing how good his mix is, it makes sense that this is just so stunning because he's incorporating more head voice here. So we're getting still full adduction, but we're getting just something that feels a little bit lighter, a little bit more youthful, and just super smooth.
25 years and life is still trying to get out that red big hill of hope or a destination.
I love how already so soon he was willing to get a little rough with his voice. We get, I wouldn't necessarily call it a fry just yet, but it's got a little bit of that sort of growl to it that we expect in the song, but later on. So I like that he's introducing some variety so early.
Quickly when
you know what? I don't know if we're going to hear much of his low notes, so I'm going to, that very, very first note of this phrase.
Realize quickly when I shoot that the world was made up of this brotherhood of men, for whatever that means.
It's such a beautiful example of placement. When you hear brotherhood of man, you can hear how he kind of pushes that a little bit forward. Some singers think of almost like bouncing the sound off of their hard palate, not soft palate, sorry. But it's definitely more forward, and then he backed off again. Sorry, let me back it up a little more.
Quickly when I shoot that the world was made up of this brotherhood of men,
Forward.
for whatever that means. So I cry sometime when I'm lying in bed, just get it all out what's in my head.
I'm sorry, we'll get through this. I keep pausing, but he's so good. So typically when we hear this piece and it's sung by a female, we get immediate head voice and then back into mix. His transition is so seamless here. And then what he does, he goes into his head dominant mix, but then the second time he goes into more of a chest dominant mix. So again, we're getting so much variety in such a short span of time.
And I say, ah, yeah, 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 ah, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on?
Wow. How did this guitar player start? Here we go. I like that.
And I try, oh my God, I try.
So light.
I try all the time.
Not anymore.
In this institution, and I pray, oh my God, do I pray? I pray a single day for evolution.
That is hard. Wow. First couple notes, it's like, okay, this guy is a tenor. You could just tell by the timbre of his voice that the tessitura of his voice is quite comfortably high. Nice tone. Loved how he was able to get some grit. That was something in the Linda Perry version that really sold this song, that made it the hit that it was that bit of that rockery edge created by the grit. It's like a very pop-friendly song with a bit of a rockery edge. So it was great that he was able to do that. When he was up there in those belted, kind of gritty notes, you know who he reminded me of? I hesitate to do comparisons because sometimes you like them and sometimes you hate them. But please, before I say the comparison, know that this is, in my mind, to be compared to this singer. I believe this singer is one of the greatest singers alive. So it's a big compliment coming from me. His voice reminded me a bit of Adam Lambert. I think he's a phenomenal singer.
So I cry sometime when I'm lying in bed, just get it all out what's in my head, and I'm feeling a little peculiar. And so I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream from top of my lungs, what's going on? And I say, ah, yeah, yeah, ah, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? And I say, ah, yeah, yeah, ah, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? And I say, ah, yeah, yeah, ah, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? And I say, ah, yeah, yeah, ah, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? Years and my life is still trying to get up that great big hill of hope for a destination.
That was amazing. Oh my god. So good.